want you to tell me what you went through to get that badge back.
Point in the application process where it says, were you a previous licence holder? And the minute you just put, I was, here's my old badge number, why'd you walk away? It will flag up on their end. So I had to do the whole medical again, visual, obviously get the little passport photos done.
Yeah.
That was February. And then in May, I get a letter to say your application has been successful and you can make a start with the studying now. But
Do you remember what they asked you on this retest?
I do. I can more than happy to indulge you. Further, Mr. Hall, that you are okay to jump roads here and there. They just want to see you going the right kind of way.
Mm-hmm. So he's trying to remove the pressure, which is nice.
I just got out the interview literally a couple of hours ago, and it was a talk for about 20 minutes in his office. I sat on the sofa and everything, like I was having an appearance, and told me to dress smartly and everything like that. And he goes, Mr. Solomon's come in. So I went into his office, and he told me exactly that. He said, we're going to give you a lot of slack. You've been doing it for a decade already. We don't expect you to do the runs so fluently as before. Go to maybe your school and just hear for the changes.
Yeah,
that was emphasised.
That was an important part of it. Yeah,
I don't necessarily think you have to actually, in my opinion, being a retester, you have to literally do left, right,
mm-hmm.
right. Maybe more of an explanatory kind of.
Yeah, getting out of there
and going, well, that's a new bit of pavement, so that's there, and just to show that I've been there.
So he's actually set you up nicely, Dan, with what you actually need to cover. You need to cover the areas that have changed drastically, and Seven Dials and into Covent Garden is one of the hardest ones out of the lot that you're going to be doing.
But actually, I asked Mr. Hall when I passed, like, do I get my old badge number? Like, please, like, can I have it back? 'Cause that's about 7 years old, and
you still got the badge.
No, if you want to walk away, you have to hand it back.
For other people that are in a similar position, what do you say to them? I mean, this is probably more relevant to you, Lewis. What do you say to these other people who have let their badge lapse? Is it getting it back? Is it more than plausible? Is it too difficult?
More than plausible. I mean, to articulate in a very just short point, the retest for me is a tad tougher than the first 56, but no harder.
Yeah.
Something else that's worth pointing out, after he gave me the 2 points, he kept saying to me, take your time, don't rush, don't care how long it takes.
Yeah.
You know, it was worth.
So there wasn't no pressure for hesitation. You're not getting anything to do with that, it would seem. And what would it need to be below for you to have failed?
The threshold is 42, was always was explained. I would like to think if you're not quite there and you've got to come back, it seems like you've got to maybe score circa 35, I would say. I think if you scored 40, I think they'll actually try to bump you up.
Yep.
Amongst all of this, it's okay business, and it's all going to be all right, and we just have to do this and that. It seems like there's still details that you can't get away with.
But, you know, if you want to really just push at this as much as you can, go back to your old ways when you was doing the knowledge if it wasn't too far back.
Yes.
So definitely like to call in blue books, maybe not missing pieces, things like that. But point to point, obviously, definitely, and that you know that they are suckers for good calling.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you can get a nice cadence and a rhythm going, that will always help you.
Yes. I think that's what we've basically realised for anybody. The advice I'm giving to people is this is an important thing to get this badge back. So complacency is really not something you want to have. And to be honest with you, for us to get our Blue Book Module 1 back, that should be a walk in the park. And if you want to push the extra few yards, you could get Blue Book 320 runs back. And again, it won't be a super difficult task for us to get that accumulation back. And that fluency, if you can express that fluency, it will cover up no end of mistakes for them. They're going to think, okay, we know that you were able to call. There are maybe a few things you weren't aware of. And then once you topple on that, the being aware of the new things that we've got, the new changes, and you can kind of pinpoint what they are now, I think. You know, we mentioned Tottenham Court Road. We mentioned Baker Street and Gloucester Place. Covent Garden is definite. I'm going to say that Clapham High Street Station one is probably going to be a reoccurring thing on a lot of the appearances, so I'll be ready for that. Your Shard one is excellent as well. yeah, the kind of quality of the runs is there. They are going to be generally long and directional, and everybody should be getting back on this and getting their badges back as a priority. Also, very much worth pointing out, a lot of people don't fully are aware of, is that if your badge has expired under 2 years, you haven't let it run out for more than 2 years, all you do is reapply for your badge. There is no testing for anybody whose badge has expired in a 2-year period. If it's over 2 years, then you go through the situation, you qualify for the situation you've just been through, Lewis, and you're going through, Dan.
I received my badge the Saturday just gone, so that'd be the 11th.
Right.
So pretty much a month, but...
And now you've been out back in the cab a week.
I've been back for 3 days.
3 days. And how have you found it?
He hates it.
I bet.
I thoroughly enjoyed every minute. It's like as if I never went.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're afraid? You got a fear? Was it a fresh fear rather than one of the veterans?
Yeah, I think it was a natural, just a tiny anxiety of just, obviously the unknowing of where you could be asked to go, that kind of thing. My very first job back was Southwark Playhouse to the Union Theatre, just ferrying some stage props.
Right.
From one theatre to another. But it was just nice to go back.
Anybody who's watching this that's already had the retest like Lewis has, and you can remember any of your questions, and you've got anything that you've got to put on, then put them in the comments below so that those that are coming along can also do that. Because I would imagine, to be honest, that it's not going to be a very large repertoire of questions. It's going to have quite a solid amount of repetition to the ideas. So we may change the start point, the end point a little bit differently, but we're still going to be going, what was the first one you was asked from the Natural History Museum, could easily turn into the V&A going to Golders Green Station or going to something there or thereabouts. So it could very easily be very similar kind of long lines. So practicing that. And if anybody's got any, because the info is very, very, that's the first info we've had from you about what's been asked and collected. So it's very, very valuable, what's just been said there. And if anybody else has been up before. And the last thing I'd add is, I think I said at the beginning, so far, there is a 100% success rate. When I spoke to Mr. Hall last time, he said so far it's 100% success.
Oh, great.
So you're going to get your badges back, you're getting your badges back. And I'm all for that because we done the knowledge. We know what we're doing. We can get back in our cabs, and we might have a small learning curve again, but we're all very much hands up. I had no idea that had changed. It's my sorry. Well, get you around it, and we will knock it down off the meter and accept our responsibilities. So they know we're going to do that. Thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for supporting Wizan. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell for any future videos.